What's going on, YouTube? This is Micro Mike here, and I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. CA3. What's going on, CA3?
What's going on?
Hey, man. I'm ready for another week of Detroit Lions talk. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm ready too.
All right, man. So we got a lot of news to cover, but usually I go around the NFL first when I do my news. But we have some tragic news today that our former defensive coordinator has died, Mr. Gunther Cunningham. So I'd like to address that first before we get anything crazy. He died at the age of 72, and I wish him nothing but the best to his family, and prayers are sent that way.
Yep. Prayers to him.
What's going on, Go Lions, man? What is going on, Lions 75? Welcome to the chat. Before I get into the major news, again, I want you all to subscribe if you have not done so to all of the folks of the Detroit Sports Alliance. Of course, that's Derek P. Fields, Gridiron Blitz, 313 JMO, as well as Noble Sports Entertainment, and of course, Luke G, Risky Sports, and also CA3 in Detroit's Drew. So if you haven't done so, do that as well. Yeah, Go Lions. If he passed away at the age of 72, so he kind of died young, and hopefully it was painless for sure. So make sure if you have not subscribed to them, if you're listening now live, or if you listen to this later on, to do so. Also, in a news and announcement, I have a scheduled meeting for Saturday at 1 o'clock. I will be collaborating with Mr. Pride Tide B, a Detroit Lions YouTuber, man. Make sure to check his stuff out. He loves Detroit Lions, and his videos are awesome, man. What up, though, Joseph Murdoch? So that will be Saturday at 1 p.m. I'm super excited for that. So let's go ahead and jump into the NFL news right now. And we'll start with the 49ers are not going to be on Hard Knocks. So how does that affect us? Well, we're just a handful of teams that has to do Hard Knocks. And right now that just cuts it down by 25% because now the 49ers are not doing it. What do you think about that, CA3?
Um, I think that's interesting. You know, I don't really have that much of an opinion on it, but I find it
So what do
interesting.
you what do you think about Detroit Lions doing Hard Knocks? Because now we have about a 25% chance of doing it.
Um, like, what is Hard Knocks again? Like, I don't really know much about
That's
it.
the HBO show where they go in depth on an NFL team during the offs or when they're in training camp and in preseason. So you get
Oh,
to see individuals get kicked off the team. You get to see trades if
okay.
they happen and all sorts of stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be mine. It wouldn't be. I wouldn't mind watching it. I mean, it'd be cool to watch.
Yeah, man, I wouldn't mind watching it, but my fear is it may be a distraction for the team. So it's like a double-edged sword. I'd like to see the in and outs, but again, I want the Lions to win. And if they believe that being on Hard Knocks lowers their chance of winning, then I don't want it in that sense. But I'd love to see the ins and outs. I always enjoy Hard Knocks every year when it's on another team. um,
Yeah, it was a distraction. I don't want it. I don't want it though.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, Lions fan 75, it's basically the kiss of death. And we definitely don't need that, man. We don't need no kiss of death on our team, and we need them to win. It looks like Darren Woodson exit ESPN after 14 years. Not big shocker there. ESPN and the mainstream media are dying for sure, and they can't keep all these high price individuals on the team. 313 JMO says, heck no. I'm with you, man. I don't want the distraction. I think it'd be cool if it was not a distraction, but unfortunately, if the coaches believe so, as well as every team that seems to go on Hard Knocks ends up sucking, we don't need that, man. So here's an interesting news, though, and it's Kyle Rudolph hopes for clarity in the status with the Vikings, but also the coach Zimmer right after that says business gets in the way. So that is pretty much a clue that he's going to be gone from Minnesota. What do you think about that, man?
Who's gonna be going again?
It looks like Kyle Rudolph, the tight end for the
Oh,
Minnesota Vikings.
that's great for us. I'll take it.
Absolutely, man. It's fantastic news for us. And he is a special tight end, and he very well could be traded. What up, though, Pride Time B? Everyone, again, Pride Time B is an awesome Detroit Lions YouTuber. I'm going to be collaborating with him Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to talk about Detroit Lions football and specifically the offensive weapons for Mr. Matthew Stafford. So if you have not subscribed to Pride Time B, whether you're on now or listening later, make sure you do so. He has some fantastic football and fantastic Detroit Lions content, and absolutely love it, man. And I know everyone else will. Joe Flacco says he's ready to win games and not be a mentor. Well, it sucks for you, Joe Flacco, because you're pretty much going to be a mentor. So that's funny, man. I'm sure there's not really much else to say about that. It's just simply it is what it is. So let's jump in the NFC North and let's see what's going on with the Packers. So the newest rumor going around with the Packers is that Mr. Aaron Rodgers was on a TV show, and a very popular one that
Oh
at
yeah, I
best
heard
called the
about
Game
that.
of Thrones. So now the Game of Thrones sucks because they decided to put Aaron Rodgers on there, and that's really about it, man. So not a whole lot going on there except for who wants to watch that now, man. You got Aaron Rodgers on there. What up, though, Tim? What's going on, Buffed Up? What is good, man? Just another special broadcast for myself and CA3. We're simply hitting around the news right now around the NFC North, and we'll definitely get into our Detroit Lions and talk about a lot of stuff going on. With the Minnesota Vikings, not a whole lot's going on there. Nothing really big news except for the Kyle Rudolph situation that we just talked about. Again, he'll probably get traded away because of their cap situation with Kirk Cousins, and that's great news for us because Rudolph is actually a pretty good tight end. So I'm happy about that. We already discussed it. When it comes to the Chicago Bears, not a whole lot going on except for it looks like their defensive coordinator is doing a cancer fundraiser in which obviously Chuck Pagano had cancer, and so I support that even though it's not us. So let's get into the big news and why we're all here, and that is straight Detroit Lions. Again, Gunther Cunningham has passed away at the age of 72, and I would like to say again prayers to his family and his friends, and nothing but love for him for joining the Detroit Lions years ago and being part of our organization. He was a good man, and hopefully he's in paradise right now. But there's some interesting news. Doug Baldwin, the former wide receiver of the Seattle Seahawks, the very good wide receiver that they had for many years, he praised our offensive coordinator, Daryl Bevell, in a bigly way, saying how his play calling made him, and without him he would not be who he is, who he ended up being a fantastic wide receiver, and just the gushing praise for our offensive coordinator is proof that we got the correct guy, in my opinion, and he is going to be help our wide receivers out and our running game out. What do you think about that?
Yeah, man. I like it. I just that just shows you that it was a good hire, and hopefully he proves it.
Absolutely. And when you see veterans like Doug Baldwin come out, who's got pretty high character, he's an individual that took the releasing fairly well for the situation he was in. To me, it go credence to how Daryl Bevell is going to bring us sound leadership that we have lacked for so long.
Yep.
My favorite part of what I think our offensive coordinator Daryl Bevell is going to bring is the power run game and the play action pass. And that's what Doug Baldwin did well when he was with the Seahawks, was receiving the ball through play action pass, and it really made his numbers fantastic. I had him on a fantasy football team a couple of years ago, and he helped me win the championship. So I was very grateful for his contribution as well as Daryl Bevell making him who he is, and I'm super excited about that. I'm really excited about the play action game and the power running. What are you really excited about when it comes to Daryl Bevell and what he'll
Um,
bring to our offense?
I'm just excited, man. We need a balanced attack. The biggest problem with our team, man, for a long time is we're just too one dimensional, man. We have no balance in our attack.
Absolutely, and he's going to bring a very balanced offense that's potent in the air and the ground, and I'm super excited. Now, it looks like Go Line says, watch how the media spins that we could have picked up the tight end from Minnesota. Now, if they did that, I would laugh hysterically because they would not be trading their tight end to the Detroit Lions. And, of course, there'll be some spin like that, especially from a Carlos Manure and all the low lifes in the mainstream media that likes to destroy our team. And so I would not be shocked if that happens at all.
Yep, I wouldn't be surprised either.
Lion75 says we should sign Doug Baldwin. Well, I think he actually retired as well, because per his Twitter, he is retiring from the NFL. So if we had an injury, say to a Danny Amendola in the midseason, maybe they would try to pursue getting a Doug Baldwin to come out of retirement. But again, if he's retired, then he may not even want to play the game of football. Joseph Murdoch says, Mike, I honestly think Daryl Bevell is the missing link. Stafford will have something he's never experienced as for an experienced offensive coordinator, and he will explode in the NFL. I completely agree, Joseph Murdoch. I think that was the missing link on offense. When we had an inexperienced offensive coordinator, the last two offensive coordinators we had, our offense was garbage. When we had Scott Linehan, our offense did fairly well, even though he wasn't that great of an offensive coordinator. Now bringing in an individual who is Super Bowl champion, playoffs experience, this is going to bring a fundamental ground and pound and respectful offense to our team. What do you think about that? Do you agree with Joseph Murdoch?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, yeah, he's gonna give us that element we needed.
Buffed Up says that JMO is the leader of the Matthew Stafford fan club. Hey, I'm with you, JMO. I agree. I love Matthew Stafford. I think the idea of him being what's the problem with the Lions is a false narrative that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I've been a Lions fan for a long time, and this team has sucked way before Matthew Stafford, and is Matthew Stafford has brought us to relevance. What do you think, man? Do you think that Matthew Stafford's the problem with the Lions, or do you think
I
he's the
mean,
solution?
no, I've thought that since elementary, like since I've been like a little guy, man. He's not the problem. I've said that since I was a little guy, and none of the people in my family agree with me, but I've always kept that opinion. You know.
Now, you have a correct opinion, in my opinion, because I've seen the quarterbacks that the Lions have had throughout the years. We've had Dan Orlowski, we have Dante Culpepper, we had John Kitna, we had McCown, we had Joey Harrington, and boy, man, I mean, you watch those quarterbacks, and then you see Matthew Stafford. It's night and day. It's not even close. I mean, those quarterbacks were garbage, just hot flaming trash, and I do not ever want to go back to that.
Nope. And you can see it in the wins, man. The wins went up a lot when we got Matthew Stafford. They went up a lot. You can
The
just see it.
wins, yeah, and you make a great point. The wins went up a lot, and in my opinion, the exciting factor has went up a lot. It's exciting when because you know he has the ability to do these fourth quarter comebacks, whether you want it to happen or not. He has that ability, so it keeps you in the game through the whole game, through all four quarters. You're watching the game because if we're behind, you know he has the ability to bring us back.
Oh yeah.
What up, though, Michael Christian? Welcome to the Lions Talk for Monday. And I am with my buddy, CA3. And if you guys have not subscribed to my pal here, please do so. He is part of the Detroit Sports Alliance. He is awesome and a young Lions fan who brings fantastic content and commentary to our beloved Lions, man. So make sure you do that as well. Hopefully, Risky will be back come Wednesday and or next week. I know he's got tests going on and dealing with some school stuff, so hopefully he can come back and we can have all of us together ripping up some Lions talk. So let's go on to this idea of the hard knocks because this is part of the news as well. We touched on it earlier. But the Redskins are not involved in it anymore. Or sorry, the 49ers are not involved. So that leaves 4 teams. That leaves Detroit Lions is one of the teams that could be at Hard Knocks. Now, I know what other individuals' opinion is on that, but I'd like to see people in the comments section what they think. Again, I say no because I do not want the distraction. I want us to win. And it's been proven throughout the years. It's like the Madden curse. If you're on Hard Knocks, you end up sucking the next year. It's happened now through every single team that's been on Hard Knocks that I can remember. And I do not want that distraction. I would love to see the ins and outs of operations. But again, I want us to win far more and than just seeing the ins and outs.
Yeah, I would want that to happen. It's like you don't want a reality TV show.
What up, though, General G. Barry? We're just talking about Detroit Lions news. And Buffed Up says Raiders got Hard Knocks locked up. I am with you. I truly hope that's the case with John Gruden and getting Antonio Brown and the crazy stuff that's going over there. They would seem like a logical choice to be on Hard Knocks because the dysfunction is all over the place. I think it would be hella fun to watch the destruction of that team because there is so many egos over there. It'd be something you'd watch. It's got all the drama. It's got all the caption of who knows what in the world's going to happen. They seem to trade players left and right, and that'd be fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't want to be on Hard Knocks, man. It's too much of a distraction. As you just explained that to me, I'm like, as you explained the show, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of a distraction, though. It is.
Yeah, for sure. And so, looks like JMO wants to join the chat, and I'm absolutely for that. So if you can talk for a minute, and I'm going to send him an invite real quick. So just hit up the chat, and I'm going to send JMO a invite here real quick so he can join us. So, would you be interested in watching the Raiders do Hard Knocks?
I probably wouldn't watch it though. I probably wouldn't, but maybe I may watch it a little bit. I don't know, but I probably wouldn't watch much of it.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I have HBO because I have Hulu, and so I got some free HBO. I watched I usually watch it every year, and it's hilarious to see these individuals get traded, players get traded, their reaction because you're seeing their actual reaction to getting a trade or something like that, and it's surreal, man. You kind of feel bad for the players because they're like, oh man, their life just got turned upside down. So it's interesting with that fact. JMO, I did send you an invite, so hopefully you can get that and join the chat if like. What up, though, Mars Landing? What up, though, George Morgan?
What up, though?
Seen you and Mobby's dispute. Oh yeah, the what up, 313 JMO? What's up, man?
What happened with you and Mobby?
Oh, what's good, bro?
Hey, man. Just join some Lions talk, man. You got something to say about this Hard Knocks? Are you in agreement with us?
Man, y'all lucky we keep it clean over here because that's how bad I don't want Hard Knocks. I don't want Hard Knocks in any way, shape, or form. Only thing is the way I feel people who are Hard Knocks are at the bottom of the barrel. So, your Oaklands, your New York Giants, your Arizonas, let them do it. Now, if we was 3-13, you wouldn't hear a complaint out of me. But we weren't 3-13. We won 6 games, even if that's bad. it's not 4 games like the Raiders, or would they win 2 games? I don't even know how many games they won. I just don't think so.
Man, I would like to watch the Raiders too, just to
I
watch
would
all.
love to see the Raiders on there too, just because John Gruden has always been a supporter of the Lions, man. So
I would love to see all these egos, and I could see where they end up trading like a Derek Carr or something because they're trading
that'd be
players.
messed up.
Oh, that would be so hilarious.
It's gonna be hilarious.
Hey, Buff is correct. He said Lions is boring. They not picking us. He right, man. Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia got to be the most boring dudes ever.
That's true, man. And I know what? I love being boring, and I definitely hope that's the trend that goes forward because I don't want to be on it for that fact. Man, so actually it looks like, it's crazy. I talked about how the mainstream media crapped on us for forever. But it looks like ESPN analyst is giving Detroit Lions the most improved team in all of the NFL.
Really?
Which analyst?
I'm trying to get the exact one here. It looks like,
Because we got to get a specific dude credit. That's what we do over here. I still remember when Marshall Faulk rolled for us, and we did well that year.
okay, so it's not giving a specific name. I'm just reading the article here. So
It might
when
be. It might have been Peter Schrager, but he's not on ESPN though.
No,
Yeah,
he's not.
Somebody else.
He's on NFL Network, I think.
But Peter Schrager gave us a lot of love. But he always gives us love though.
Yeah, he always gives us love every year.
Okay,
Well,
it's
shout
Mike.
out to whoever said that. Whoever said that, man, shout out to you. You know what you're doing out here.
Okay, per the ESPN, it's Mike Clay, a fantasy writer. So,
Hey, shout out to Mike Clay, bro. You need go make your Vegas bets, Mike. You're gonna be winning some money.
Hey, man, they're giving us through Vegas 7 wins. I'm putting money down on that, man, because I say we get 11 wins, and that's what 40% profit, something like that. So I'm putting money
I would
down.
put money on that too. There's no way we win in 7 games.
No way.
Unless Matthew Stafford got hurt.
Unless we were to get hurt. Unless everybody were to get hurt.
I think even if everybody were to get hurt, we still win 8 games.
Absolutely, man.
As long as Stafford is there. If he's the only one not hurt, he'll get us 8 games with this schedule.
We have so much depth on our team on both offense and defense that if there's an injury happens, it's really not that big of a fall off. I think Matthew Stafford again would be the only one that would really hurt, but we're turning into a power running team. So again, it's not going to affect us like it used to in years past.
No.
Yeah, but after watching what Peter Schrager said, you know what? I'm not even upset that ain't nobody talking about us. Good. Don't say a word.
Absolutely,
you mean Mark Clay?
They low key was hyping us up a little bit last year.
Oh, yeah, they was. I mean, Peter Schrager always hypes us up though, every year.
Yeah, Peter Schrager loves the Lions, man. Him and Nate Burleson, obviously, they always talk about Detroit. They're the best commentary when it comes to mainstream media is the NFL Network's morning show. Those guys are better. And then the female, I don't know her name, she's far better than Carlos Manure and Mike Valenti. And she don't even know football.
Who, Tori Petrie?
No, not Tori Petrie. The girl who's on the NFL Network in the morning show with those guys.
Man, no, Kay Adams don't give us no respect. She a Bears fan.
Hey, she's better than Carlos Manure.
Kay Adams be low key disrespecting us. She is a Bears fan and she acted just like it.
I mean that's not saying much though. Being better than Carlos Menard. That's not saying much at all.
There's not a whole lot, man. I think everybody's better than Carlos Manure, man. That guy's trash.
Hey, why you call Carlos Manure?
Hey, make sure y'all get some likes on the video, y'all.
Yeah, man. Get up those likes, and again, if you ain't subscribed to CA3 and Risky, do that as well. I'm not sure what's going on with Risky, but if you haven't, do so. They're the newer guys, and we'd like to get them. We'd like to get CA3 to 50 subs, man. He's at 47 right now. I'd love for him to get to 50 and break the 40s mark. That would be awesome.
Right.
Mars Landing says Kate Adams is a Bears fan, but she is sexy though. Well, I have to concur with that. That is a correct assessment, and
Yeah,
again,
it's a funny assessment.
yeah. Hey man, so let's talk about is this new the I really like hearing how everyone's talking about our offensive coordinator being is an upgrade. He's going to bring a new style to our offense, and he's going to bring respectability. I'm super excited to watch this team just run down people's throats, man, and watching this run game and just wearing defenses out. What do you think about that?
You talking to me, right?
Yeah, man.
Um, what I would say is I don't think that, and I was just talking with George Morgan, who's in the comments. We just had a huge 30 comment debate over this. And no disrespect, George Morgan, it's all love the Lions fans that I talk to on my channel, but I don't think the offense is going to be like that. I think it's going to be extremely balanced. I think the reason why in Seattle it was ground and pound because it had to be that way. They had no receivers, and Russell Wilson was young. They offense once Russell Wilson got better. And with our receiving weapons, I think it's gonna be a big balance of both.
Man, that would be, even just a balanced approach
'Cause I
is
I
going to
don't
be
know, man.
so
I just
awesome.
think, and the more I look at TJ Hawkinson, the more I think he gonna get 1,000 yards. Like he looked like the real deal, man. I think he's gonna be much better than people think in his rookie year. A lot because the tight end is supposed to be hard for them and all that other stuff. I think he gonna hit the ground running.
I'm with you there. I think TJ Hawkinson's a blue chipper, and it's a rare breed of player. I understand that the tight end position is hard to learn, but he has the ability to again, run. He can go out in a slot. He can play tight end in the pass. The guy can do it all, man. And I think he's going to rip defenses up, and it's
Great
going to rear
hands.
great hands, soft hands, and he just catches everything.
Mm,
He's gonna light the NFL on
yeah.
fire. He has a potential to be rookie of the year if a
I
Kyler Murray
definitely, I
is not.
definitely, I definitely agree. But Kyler Murray,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dwayne Haskins too. So
Yeah, I think he's one of the most priority tight ends in a while, though.
Yeah, man, he is. His ability to do everything. Again, it reminds me of like a on Johnson, where he can just do it all.
mhm.
He can play the pass, play the run, good block. Just it's like man, just an all well-round player, and it's gonna scare the hell out of defenses, and that's gonna make us such a better team on all levels.
And the one thing about Hawkinson is, I think because he's such a good blocker. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I've seen a lot of rookie tight ends. I ain't seen a rookie blocker as vicious as this dude. I'm gonna be honest with you. In some years, I'm talking about years, 6, 7, 8. I'm talking about long time. But I don't think people realize how good of a receiver he is, just because he's so good at blocking. Man, he could be a receiver if he couldn't block. That's just the way I feel. But
Yeah,
he
he could.
can block, which makes him special.
He has great route running too.
Right.
Man, when I seen him block and maul that defensive player and push him like 10 yards back, I said, "Man, this is my guy. This is my guy right here." Watching
Right.
him
And
just
that poor
manhandle
prop
linebackers.
that they showed get destroyed in rookie minicamp. That poor prop. That prop didn't ask for all that beating. TJ just destroyed it, basically threw it across the room.
There's a video of a prop that he threw across the room.
The Lions rookie minicamp video, you know how they go against the blocking things?
Oh yeah, I know
And
you're
it's
talking about.
one he pushed that thing all the way back and tipped it over. Just like he did the Indiana defender.
Man, I can't wait to see him, because what Matthew Stafford's really good at is like at the 25 to 30 yard line is where he loves to throw his touchdowns. And I can't wait for that big body TJ Hawkinson to just get in there, find the seam, and catch touchdowns. I think he could get like 10 touchdowns easily in his rookie year.
Yeah, I said I think earlier on the other show we got. I said I think he's gonna lead us in touchdown. I think Kenny G's gonna get 9, but he's gonna get 10 and have 1,000. I think he gonna. I think we're gonna have 2,000-yard receivers, and he's gonna be one of them. And he might lead us in touchdowns. It's just because, like, the emergence of Kenny Golladay. I'm telling you, teams are gonna be terrified of him. I know we got Hawkins, but they're gonna be focusing on him and Kerryon and Marvin Jones and TJ and Jesse James. They just gonna clean up.
You cannot, account for everyone. There's going to be someone open, completely wide open, and man, Matthew Stafford's got to be just drooling watching this offense and how well it's going to be. And oh man, I can't wait, man, to watch this thing hit the ground running. The season cannot start quick enough.
Right. I did a video. My recent video, I talked about that Pierre Garçon is still out there too. And I wanted him in the beginning. And Jermaine Kearse, he played for the Seahawks. He's out there too. So
Jermaine Kearse.
I'll take either one of them.
I know Jermaine Kearse still out there though.
Yeah, Jermaine Kearse is a free agent.
What's crazy is Pierre Garçon, he's still faster than fast at his age.
I love Pierre Garçon.
Yeah,
man.
he'd be like the Anquan Bolden type of pickup, where
Pierre Garçon was my number one wide receiver. I wanted like way back in February, man. Like, and when we got Amendola, I was so hurt. But I mean, he's still out there. We can still get this guy.
Yeah, and there's no, maybe Amendola doesn't work out as we think he may.
Well, I'm not saying he's not gonna work out. I just think Pierre Garçon is so good. And let's say Kenny G gets hurt. Now we got Pierre Garçon, Amendola, maybe Travis Fulgham, because I think he's gonna be solid, and Marvin Jones instead of just Danny Amendola. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
We need that other guy that, like, if something happens, we need a guy that could be our number one receiver for a couple games. He definitely can do it.
And what's cool is we have the cap money to do it.
Yeah, I made a video, y'all, so go make sure y'all go check that out.
Yeah, man, check out 313 JMO's videos. They're freaking epic. And especially when it comes to specific players like this, he understands the schemes and how well that individual would fit our team. I think that would be sicker than all hell if they could pull something like that off. It would remind me of the Anquan Bolden. And when we picked up Anquan Bolden when he was old, everyone thought that he wouldn't do well. Ended up being one of the best players on our offense.
He was like the best receiver on the team.
I know.
He led us in touchdowns. It's crazy.
And especially we got cap money too.
Right, we got money. Like, it's just sitting there chilling.
Sitting there chilling, just ready. And I could definitely see us doing that. We would say we're like 3 or 4-1, and they're like, okay, it is time to make a Super Bowl push, and I could see it happening. Whether it be before or after. I think that would be sick. Having all of them on the field at the same time, good God, pick your poison.
Yeah, I bet you if we got Jamie Collins or Pierre Garçon, then the media start hyping us up. But if we get Pierre Garçon or Jamie Collins, they're going to be like, hold up now.
Now, is Pierre not signed because he's looking to get a bigger contract, or is it's something else?
Yeah, he's going to be expensive, which my suggestion is do like the Jesse James deal. Jesse James deal works for him because he's young, but like, pay him just a little bit now, and then we cut him in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And what would you say, Carl?
So I can believe Jamie Collins is still on the market.
Yeah, he's definitely on the market still.
Probably with someone like him, he's probably looking to get paid a little bit more. Because you usually before training camp, you get individuals that get hurt or for whatever, and then you get someone like him who's going to get paid then if a team really needs a player immediately. But if we could pick him up as well, I mean, we still got cap space. We got a pretty good amount of cap space.
Like, we got the amount to get one more huge signing.
And Dominican Sue is still out there. There's a lot of talent out there.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to Dominican Sue, man, I say no on getting him just because, man, I think our defensive line is going to be really well with Deshaun Hand, the emergence of Deshaun Hand, and as well as Snacks Harrison, and we picked up the I think our defensive line and our defensive line is going to be a lot better than it was last year, and it could be a strength of this team with the secondary.
Yeah, Muhammad Wilkerson is out there too, and I don't want him either. I have the defensive line is the unit I have the most confidence on the entire team. I'm being honest. I think that defensive line is going to be great all year long. I mean, like, I don't think people realize we got snacks for like the beginning of the season now. So Isaiah Crowell ain't gonna run no 150 yards because Snacks gonna be there from the first game. You know?
Yep.
And Snacks is always hungry, man. He's gonna eat them up and chew them out. You know that doesn't surprise me. I think the defensive line is going to be a very positive part of our defense. I think with the defensive line and our secondary, there's going to be so much fun to watch because that defensive line is going to get after the quarterback, and our secondary is so talented. We're going to see a lot of turnovers, and it's going to be hella fun to watch. I can't wait to see it. Like I don't remember a time that our defense has been this stacked, and
It's never been.
never been. Yeah.
Because usually, I said it like one of my previous videos, usually one part of the defense is either average or bad. So 2014, our linebacking core was good. Our D-line was great, but then our secondary was average. A couple years ago, 2016, we didn't have a D-line, and our linebackers weren't good, but our secondary was great. Our secondary has been great, you know, with Slay and Quinn. Like last year, a lot of people think our secondary wasn't good, but we was 13th in the pass. And that's what having Glover Quinn and Nevin Lawson, and we just replaced them with Tracy Walker and Justin Coleman. So
Getting rid of Lawson and putting in Coleman instantly makes that secondary better. And
right.
well,
And
I'm
Glover
man,
old now, so he putting Tracy Walker in there. Oof.
oh man, I can't wait to see Walker. That's a guy who I think is going to have a great season this year. He's going to be making a hell of a lot of
Yeah, he's my
turnovers.
breakout player, man. He's my breakout player on the whole team.
I'm with you, man. I think he's definitely. I have him as my breakout player on defense, and Terrell Crosby is the right guard breakout player on offense. Is a kind of a under the radar type of player.
Right. I
Yeah,
love
he
Terrell
is.
Crosby, man.
Yeah, so do I,
Only
man.
because I'm listening to what our coach has been saying about him.
Man, I thought he was a great pickup last year in the draft, and he was the eventual replacement to Wagner. And then we got Bo Benshaw, who would be the replacement of Terrell Crosby. Like next year, I could see Terrell Crosby being a right tackle, Bo Benshaw being a starting guard. And man, I really don't think there's a big drop off between Crosby and Wagner, and I think he'll do
Yeah,
fine at
Rick
guard
Wagner
this
has
year.
been a disappointment.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. I couldn't stand him last
Carl,
year, low key.
Joseph Murdoch asked you how many sacks do you think the defense will have?
That defense as a whole.
Yeah, he named like individual players, so you might if you can name some individual players too.
Uh, so I'm not sure. Um, so like we're
Well,
gonna
how
start
many
off
sacks
with
you think Jared Davis gonna get?
that's hard. I would say how many did you get yesterday? How many did you get last year?
6.
Oh, I'll give him 8 this year.
All right, what about Deshaun Hand and Trey Flowers?
Oh, I give I'll give Trey Flowers 9.
All right, Hand.
Uh, I'll give him about I'll give him 10.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Man, I go with Deshaun Hand. I think he'll get 6. I think when it comes to Trey Flowers, he potentially could get 11. Man, it's gonna be fun because it's exciting, man. It's exciting, and I can't wait to see. We actually did fairly well when it comes to sacks last year with the pressure that the Patricia's defense was kind of. He was switching it all around when it comes to linebackers and defensive ends. So I
Yeah,
think
the
we're gonna have
key
a lot of
was
sacks this year.
right, but we didn't have Ziggy Ansah, so we couldn't get no pressure on the outside.
Yeah,
So all
yeah.
of our sacks came from blitzing or Alkawara and Deshaun Hand on the outside or on the inside.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we got someone else stay healthy and not be injured half the time with Ziggy Ansah.
Oh, Gridiron. We already talked about Hard Knocks, man. It's the Raiders, bro. They love the Raiders anyway. Like, ain't nothing, Lions ain't interesting. Ain't nothing to talk about over here, man. Go over there with the Raiders.
Yeah, man. We want to see some Antonio Brown drama with some Gruden getting all mad and
Right,
some
some Derek
trades.
Carr arguments.
Hey, J-Mo,
Yeah.
what do you think about Kyle Rudolph getting traded?
Man, shoot, I wish we would pick him up. But I'm glad if he leaves the division, I'll be glad. As long as he don't go, I hope he goes to the AFC though. I hope he don't go to a team like the Cowboys. That'd be a nightmare. Or a team like the Raiders. Like, I just hope he don't go to a team that we play.
Man, I think he gets traded to the Patriots. I think they need
go ahead, man. We seen him in the Super Bowl, so it's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I just threw that out there.
Hey, man, go bold or go home, man. I think we have a chance. Man, our team is going to be a lot better than what people think. I think we're going to win the NFC North and potentially even have a bye week in the playoffs. So
we just got to get lucky, man. Every championship run, you got to get lucky. We just got to get lucky one time in the playoffs, man, and it's all good.
Yeah, that's a good thing
That
about
one
the
strip
NFL.
sack or something. I don't know.
I mean, yeah,
but
the good thing about
the
the
Patriots
NFL
is looking as scary as ever.
Yeah, but see, the good thing about the NFL is that there's always going to be that one team that comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, last year it was the Chiefs, and they lived up to the hype.
yeah, man, the Chiefs, they were no joke last year. They're definitely not going to creep on any team this year. And I think we have a chance to beat them with Tyreek Hill gone. He'll be suspended for a while, if not the whole year. So that will be a hell of a game to watch. Boog Spray says we are under the radar. Absolutely. I love it. What up, though, top tier? What up, though, Roland G?
Make sure y'all put some likes on that video, y'all, so we can get more people in the chat, man.
Yeah, more in the chat. And again, man, check everyone's YouTube channels out, 313 JMO. If you ain't subscribed, do it as well. If you're listening after the fact, check out his videos. They're freaking awesome, man. He talked about the addition of Pierre Garçon and what that would do for our team. Again, CA3, if you ain't subscribed, do that. We need to get him to 50. Need to get him to 50. He's at 47 last I checked.
All right, CA3 Sports Talk.
I'm at 48 now.
Oh, man, you're 2 away, man. Let's get him to 50. If anyone in there have not done it, do it right now, man. Let's get him to 50. That'll be excellent. Excellent.
All right.
Buffed Up says this year the 49ers and the Falcons are a surprise team. 49ers, I could see that for sure if
The Falcons
Garoppolo
wouldn't really
stays
be a
healthy.
surprise to me, though. The Falcons wouldn't be a surprise to me.
Well, the Falcons,
They're not really
I think they're going to be
team.
better. I wouldn't. I mean, I already said the Falcons might win 10 or 11 games because man, the Falcons didn't have an offensive line, but they still had all the offensive weapons, and their whole defense got injured. That's not going to happen again. So I can see them winning 10 games, and I'm a believer in Jimmy Garoppolo, even if he ain't proved enough. I just think he's a good quarterback. So maybe the 49ers do something, but I don't know. That division kind of tough.
I don't really see the Falcons as a surprise team to me because they had all the weapons. They just had a bunch of injuries and stuff. I don't really see them as a surprise team.
Yeah, man, I can see them both those teams doing well. First off, you got Julio Jones with Matt Ryan. Julio is no joke. That guy can really play wide receiver. They have a good running game, and they built their defense up in the offseason, so I can see them doing well. Again, the 49ers.
Offensive lineman, bro.
And Calvin Ridley was a great rookie last season.
Yeah, Calvin Ridley's a beast.
Yeah, they're a big team too. Like their players are big and physical, and that's what you need. So I would not be shocked. And that division's a tough division, but yeah, I could see them pulling off 10 wins.
Yeah, that division to me is a 2-team race. Them and the Saints.
Yeah, man, the Saints are the juggernauts, man.
Man, no, they went around. They did what we've been asking for Matthew Stafford. Can you just go get them a team? They got Drew Brees, Alvin Kamara, and it's been a wrap. And they got them a defense, and it's been a wrap. Every year they Super Bowl contenders. That's what, a healthier Kerryon Johnson and his new defense, that's what it's going to do for us.
Yeah, man.
I would be surprised if the Saints didn't win the division. Like, I think like that would be a huge upset.
It would be because the Buccaneers are not going to do it, and the Panthers aren't as talented as the Saints. Saints are just one talented team from top to bottom. It feels like they got screwed over last year from going to the Super Bowl, and they're probably going to get a little angry this year for that.
And Joseph Murdoch says TJ threw the tackle sled like a rag doll. Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier, man. He tossed that tackle sled. I'm like, bruh, tackle sled didn't ask for all that smoke.
Yeah.
Oh man, that poor
I've
tackle sled, man.
Yeah, he's a vicious blocker for sure. I remember that video where he just dragged that dude into the end zone. That was horrible, bro. No, disrespectful.
Yeah, Top Tier said as long as the defense can get off the field, we'll be good. I mean, Lions were 37%. Like Lions defense was really actually good last year.
Yep.
We had like them first 6 games were just not good at all. And the Bears game when the score was high, so that skewed our numbers. But the Lions last year were 12th in run defense. They were 13th in pass defense. We had like 40-something sacks. We were really good on third down. Defense was solid, so that I just think it's only going to get better.
And when we got Snacks Harrison, the run defense was solidified instantly.
Was number 1 in the league from that point on.
Yep. And now we have him throughout the whole year. It's not going to be something that's we're going to suck in the beginning. Oh man, I really like how our defense is gonna just hurt teams this year. And I think what hurt our defense as well was the offense not sustaining drives. It also made our defense tired. Now with the talent that we have on offense, we will be sustaining drives and giving our defense rest. Thus, they can make more plays and help our team out.
Top Tier said, yeah, but team still picked on Never Lawson on third down. Glad he's on. Exactly. Exactly, man.
Nevin Lawson was the worst player on the Lions team.
Bro, like him and Tahir Whitehead are some of the worst players I ever seen put on the Lions uniform.
Man, was it when Stephon Logan took a knee at the 2-yard line? That reminds me of Nevin Lawson, man. He's the worst player. I couldn't stand that guy. He was so bad. Like the guy I'm like, why is he on? Then they gave him that contract extension. I nearly just puked. I'm like, why?
Top Tier said now they on the same team again. No, George Morgan, the Lions were top 13 on third down. Our third down percentage was 37%. That's extremely low. So we were good on third down. It's just we ain't had no edge pressure. Like that was the problem. And then our secondary used to get tired from the game.
Yeah, and our second quarter just grabs. That's how he defends. He grabs. That's how he defends with his hands. He don't look at the ball or nothing.
Right.
And it didn't help having Nevin Lawson. And when you seen we got Mike Ford, he came in there. It made the defense that much better, and he wasn't the greatest thing ever.
Right. Mike Ford was so average, but he looks way better than anybody else. Oh, and you know what I mean, on that side of the field. Not on Slate's side. On that side of it, he shoot. I seen him have like 3 pass deflections.
I don't even know how Nevin Lawson he got a job with the Oakland Raiders. How is this dude?
No, John Gruden loves Nevin Lawson. Every time Gruden used to do one of the Lions games, he would give the Lions a lot of credit, but he would googly eye over Nevin Lawson. I love Nevin Lawson. He's such a great football player that I want on my football team. He wasn't lying.
I guess he wants the first overall pick. That's the only thing he's good for. He's the worst player I've ever seen. I would literally take Dan Orlowski over him.
All right, I don't know. You're going too far. You're going too far now. At least Nevin Lawson could tackle. He had a couple defining qualities. Dan Orlowski is a different level.
Hey, Dan Orlowski get out of the end zone. At least with Nevin
Right.
Lawson, man, you would do nothing. Nevin Lawson should become a meme himself.
He should.
Tease Tabor was healthy, and they still ain't let him play either because Tease Tabor was having a lot of issues on the secondary. I'm not sure what's going on. I thought maybe they could switch him to safety this year, but then we drafted a safety in the 3rd round, so I don't know what's going on with Tease Tabor.
He looking like a backup nickel corner because that's where he played his best nickel corner last year.
Yeah, he'd be a good backup. Okay backup. Definitely.
Like when we move Justin Coleman to the outside, he'll probably come in at the nickel spot, depending on what kind of mainly when we running that 4-3, depending on what kind of defense we running that day.
Trying to read Nevin Lawson watch going to the Pro Bowl from Roland G. Man, if Nevin Lawson goes to the Pro Bowl, then I don't know, man. I think that the
I
world's
would be
gonna end.
genuinely surprised. like I would be like impossible. Like that dude who couldn't catch passes. We ain't gonna even say his name, but that dude who couldn't catch passes. I didn't. It made sense. T.Y. Hilton was getting doubled. He had a good quarterback. Okay, he has some talent. But if Nevin Lawson made the Pro Bowl, that would be unbelievable.
It's because the Raider defense is so trash too. On top of that,
Right? Like he made the Pro Bowl, I think the world gonna end or something. Like that's impossible.
If he makes the Pro Bowl, then in my opinion, the rapture could happen right after because that's something that's just not gonna happen. Nevin Lawson is going to go down in history is literally one of the worst Lions players of all time, and we'll be memeing about him even 10 years from now. All right, let's see what's going on here. I'm trying to read. There's a lot of funny comments here. Jesus. Tease Tabor was healthy, and they still didn't play him. Yeah, we talked about that. The Lions did not sign Pierre Garçon. JMO was talking about the possibility of him signing with us and what that would do. He's got that video up on his channel. Kenny going to bully him. Kenny's going to bully a lot of corners in this league, and it is going to be fun to watch. I think Kenny Galladay is going to take the next step this year and solidify as one of the best wide receivers in the NFL.
oh yeah.
I think Kenny Galladay could reach I think Kenny Galladay would make the Pro Bowl this year. And if he doesn't make the Pro Bowl, it's simply for the popularity side of it. It has nothing to do with anything else. I think he has the ability to be a top 5 wide receiver in this league.
Okay, I don't know what happened, but I'm back.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know, man. We're talking about Kenny Galladay, man. I think he's going to make the Pro Bowl. I think he's going to be a top 5 receiver and take the next step this year.
Wait, so you think he's gonna be top 5 this year?
This coming season, yes. Kenny Galladay.
I love Kenny G. That might be a little bit too much, only because wide receivers are pretty deep. I mean, if he made top 5 this year, man, that would be amazing. I definitely think he's gonna make the Pro Bowl though. But like Hopkins, Antonio Brown, Odell Beckham, I don't know. It would be Julio Jones. It'd be real hard to get up there.
See, I think like there could be like Odell Beckham Jr. He could probably get. I just have a feeling he's going to get injured. He's always getting injured. He's been injured the last couple of years, and yeah, I do think he's in a better situation with the quarterback spot that he's in now. But man, I don't know. I just feel like he could get injured, and we'll see, man. We'll
I
see.
believe in Kenny Galladay because like I know, like I've always said, this is the one thing that I put my whole credibility on. I always say this. I say I know wide receivers. Like the one football position I know is wide receiver. And he's a special wide receiver. When I say he's made some of the greatest catches I've ever seen, that means including Calvin Johnson. Like he's made catches that I'm like, how? So he definitely has the potential. I mean, he's special. He has the speed. He has the hands, and he's the toughest wide receiver in the league. So, you know, I do have high hopes for him. He is a special receiver to me. If he gets that route running down, I think he could really break out. It's just that those top 5 receiver spots are usually consistent.
Absolutely. Point for sure taken. And just I think he's special. I think he's going to be one of the greatest picks that we've had in some time. We're getting him in I think it was the 3rd or the 4th round, or 3rd round. And to get a wide receiver like him, and you're going to see the numbers he's going to put up for the next 5 to 10 years. It's just amazing to watch.
I would say that TJ actually has a higher chance of being top 5.
Hawkinson? Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I think he's
like he might be top 5 rookie year.
Oh yeah, I agree with you there. I think instantly he's one of the best tight ends in the NFL just day one. I think he has the ability to. I mean, he's better than Ebron. Ebron went to the Pro Bowl. He was considered a really good tight end last year. I think he's gonna beat Ebron out for sure.
Right, and I still like Travis Fulgham. I think he's gonna be the new Kenny Galladay. Meaning that impact that we just didn't expect. I think he's gonna, depending on who we get in free agency, I think he might be our 3rd receiver.
Yeah, man. I think that was a great pickup too. And when you look at the contract when it comes to like Marvin Jones, I think this could be Marvin Jones's last year, and he'll eventually take Marvin Jones' spot. And again, with Bob Quinn drafting these players in the later rounds and getting wide receivers, he's shown the ability to do it. I mean, isn't Fulgham like 6'3"?
Yeah, he's 6'3", and I hate when, and they say hate is a strong word, Carl. If you ever heard that, it is. Yeah. And I hate when I watch film and then somebody else tells me something different. So on film, he looked very fast and he looked like a great route runner. And then somebody, well, his 40 times said this. I'm like, bruh, on film, he looked faster than everybody else. But great hands, 6'3", great route runner, very shifty. I like him a lot. And I remember, because I just told you I know our receivers. When we got Kenny Galladay, I told Lions fans he was going to be a beast. And he was.
Yeah, man. I remember when we got Kenny Galladay, and I was on M Live, and everyone's saying this is a terrible pick, a reach, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, these guys have no idea I don't know what they're not looking at. If you don't know the name, and that's because you're grading a player because you don't know who he is, that does not mean he's going to be a bust. Kenny Galladay proved that. It also proves.
Yeah, and I just looked at his highlights and saw some of the catches he was making. I'm like, bruh, you don't make catches like that. You know what I'm saying? Like and his quarterback was horrible. He was just making these ridiculous grabs. I'm like, okay, you put him with Stafford, it's gonna be over.
Yep, Stafford gonna give him good passes and light it up, man. I love Galladay. He can make these crazy catches that you think it's impossible to catch, yet he does it, and he
I still
bullies
don't know how
defenders.
he caught that pass against Minnesota when we was going to halftime, and he caught that pass on the sideline. Like, I still don't know how he caught it.
Yo, and he has speed too.
He ran a 4.3. Look, I don't think he'll be top 5, Marco Mike, but he definitely has the potential. I just think it's too early. I think top 5, you got to be consistent, like year to year.
For sure. Well, we could always hope for the best, and damn, I mean, I'm excited for this offense to see our wide receivers, our tight ends, our running backs. What's good about our passing game this year is the defense is not going to know if we're going to pass this time, unlike years past where it was run, pass, punt. This year, he has the ability to defenses are not going to be able to simply put the safety in on the outside or bring a safety in for a run. It's going to be not predictable, and thus the wide receivers and the tight ends are going to be open. and Stafford could put the ball right where the hands are going to be, and it'll be awesome, man. It'll be awesome to watch.
Well, my thing with Stafford is we've seen him make basic dudes not good. I mean, very good. My fault. We've seen him make basic no-name dudes. The thing about Stafford is he throws the ball really hard. So if you can catch and you can actually catch the ball, he'll turn you to a star. That's why I was like, Danny Amendola is like the no-name on the team. But if Danny Amendola is always open, guess who Stafford gonna be throwing the ball to?
Yep, you're going to be throwing to him, and it's going to be Danny
Right.
Ketchum
Be like, why
Mendola.
you keep throwing for Danny Amendola? Well, every time I throw, I get a 7-yard gain. I'll take that 7-yard, 12-yard gain. Yeah, we got rid of that 6'8" tight end Perham or whatever. I don't know why people loved him. They just loved him because he was 6'8". That makes sense.
Yeah, we're not gonna. We got too many quality tight ends on the roster right now with Jesse James, obviously T.J. Hawkinson, and the Nada we drafted in the later rounds. So you can't keep them all.
Right. Michael Roberts is still there too. So
Yeah, hopefully. I don't know, man. I don't think he's gonna be on the
me
team.
neither, but he's still there.
Yeah, yeah. He's another player I dislike, especially watching that pass where he just messed up the route.
And no Lions fan will ever get over that because it was on Thanksgiving too, in front of the world. Oh yeah,
It's like he didn't even
like you just run your route, bro. Like if he ran his route, he would have caught a touchdown.
It was the weirdest thing because he just stopped, looked like he's clueless, and then it was picked off, and it was so sad to watch.
He literally gave up.
Yeah, he gave
that
up.
was the first time I seen not the first time, but like I literally seen him like legit. Like I don't want this. Like bro, like he just gave up. Like I don't want it. Like, and I'm like, wow. Like I would have rather him complete the route and drop the pass or something. But like complete your route, man. Like, just complete your route.
At least do the motions, man. Just walk at least. Don't just stop there and look at him like an idiot. What's the worst thing I've ever seen?
Then Stafford gets all the blame. Oh, he threw a pick. What are you talking about?
Like, did you not see the play? The guy just turned around and just stood there with the ball was flying.
Talking about the corner ran the route for him.
That was the most pathetic play of all time. He just stood there and he just looked at the balls in the air. It's like, what are you doing, dude?
Nah, man, that when they saw that play, they was like, yeah, carry on. We ain't bringing you back. They're like, no, carry on. This team don't got it, bro.
Oh, man. Good times, man. Well, it's been about an hour, and so usually I cut it off around this time because I got to get up in the morning and work fairly early because I have a crazy first shift. But before I get off, I'd like to give the last words to CA3 and then JMO himself. So what do you got to say to the people there, CA3?
Oh, he's on mute.
Oh, okay. What about you, JMO, man? What do you got to say?
Oh, my fault.
All right, he's back.
I said, just give me one more subscriber, man. I need it. I have 49 subscribers right now. Give me that 50.
Yeah, man. If you're in this chat and you're not subscribed to CA3 Sports Talk, just give him that one subscriber so we can get this man to 50.
For real.
Man, I'm leaving it off with that too. Let's get him to 50 and then I'll get off. But we got to get this man to 50. I mean, he's at 49. He just needs one more.
I know one of y'all in this chat not subscribed, man. Come on.
Give me 50.
Let's get him to 50. Come on, guys. We can do it, man. And we get him to 50, and then we'll be on his channel on Wednesday and have a good time on there. So let's get him to 50. There's 19 people on right now. There's got to be one person out there who's not subscribed to him yet.
Right.
So you have 50 yet, man? Did you get it?
No.
Oh, man.
Maybe they all faithful to Carl. I don't know.
That could be, man. But all right, man. So hopefully he gets to 50 before the day's out. Carl, when you get to 50, make sure you tweet that out so we all can see it. Man, I
All right.
want you to get a 50 so bad. You've worked really hard to get to this point by being on many shows and with all of us. So want to get you to 50. Again, Wednesday will probably be on Carl's channel, CA3's Sports Talk, because he will be at 50 at that point.
Yeah, hopefully.
With that, on Saturday, I am going to be having an individual on my channel, and I'm very, very excited for that. It's another Lions YouTuber, and this guy's name is Pride Tide B, and he is a huge Detroit Lions fan as well as a guy who understands the facts when it comes to our quarterback as well. So make sure at 1 o'clock on Saturday I'll be live there, and I can introduce him to people that have not, as well as the other way around. So with that said, folks, I really appreciate you guys being on. JMO, I appreciate you coming on and talking to Detroit
No
Lions
problem,
talk.
man.
Hella fun, man. And that said, man, everyone have a good one.